the building and it will take care of you. This is a lovely building, well done. And Honorable Minister, I know you want to give a tour. As I indicated in my email yesterday, this is a guided tour. You will get to see all the features that we have been wanting to add to the court for many, many years now, that we finally gotten a chance to do. And so without any further ado, I'm going to hand over to the Honorable Minister, and I want to thank you again, Mr. Minister. This is, I know you championed this, you day and night, this was on your mind, and well done. I think all of us deserve a round of applause, so I can invite you to just give us all a round of applause because it was really a job well done. So Honorable Minister, I'll hand over to you now, unless you would like the registrar to say a few words before you do. Okay, so Madam Registrar, I'm going to invite you to say a few words.
Okay, good morning everyone. My remarks will be pretty short. I am indeed grateful for the opportunity that I've been given to be here today at this beautiful facility, which is now the new home of the Supreme Court and the entire Registry Division. At this beautiful location, we now have two civil courts, Civil Court number 1 and Civil Court number 2, and we have this Grand Criminal Court. We also currently have at this location several other spaces ancillary to the court and to the other departments where we provide services to the public. You will get to see our entire premises, but just to detail some of the spaces that we have, we currently have a prisoner cell. This is a new feature to the court. It is restricted, and so you may not be able to view it today, but we have 3 judges' chambers. We have a robing room, a mediation room, a very spacious waiting area for the public. We also have a new registrar's chambers. We have an entire new dedicated department for the probates and deed section. We have a section for the civil registry, and also Miss Ogis will address her section, which is the titles registry as well. So we are really elated today to have this new premises, this new building, which will allow us to provide more efficient service to the public. I really want to take this opportunity, most importantly, to thank the Ministry of National Security and Home Affairs. Firstly, the Honorable Minister Blackmore has championed this cause for us, and it is because of his strident efforts that we are here today, and I really want to thank him for his energy and his dedication to ensure that we could be here today at this premises, which is really an awesome new home for the court. And so thank you, Mr. Blackmore. We'd also like to thank our PS and all the staff of the administration of the Ministry of National Security. But even more so, I would like to thank my staff, the staff of the Supreme Court Registry and the Civil Registry. They have really given their all to ensure that we could be here today. The staff have taken a hands-on approach. They have really owned this project as their own. They are really excited to be here. They are happy to be in an improved location. They are happy that they have a more comfortable working environment, and they can now provide much more efficient service to the public. So I really want to place it on record that the staff of the registry were really involved in this relocation. They carried the boxes, they cleaned this building, they loaded the garbage trucks, whatever there was to do, the staff of the registry did it. And I really want the public to know how great of an effort they have put into making the lives of the public better, since this is a place where we serve the public. It is a place where access to justice will be delivered, and so the staff of the registry have played their part in ensuring this is done, and I really want to thank them. I thank my deputy registrar, who was 150% behind me, and she provided extremely supportive help to me along the way, and so we are here today because of her efforts as well, and all the other senior staff of the registry. So we just want to welcome you here. We will guide you along to the areas that we have access to, and so you'll be able to share with the public what this new building looks like and what the government of Dominica has provided with regards to improving the facilities that house the court and the civil registry and all the other divisions within this registry division. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Miss Aiton, thank you for that. And I want to ask the Registrar of Titles to say a few words as well. She will introduce herself, Miss Vincia Auguste Francois.
Good morning. My name is Vincia Auguste Francois, acting Registrar of Titles. Kindly allow me to recognize the presence of the Minister for National Security and Home Affairs, the Honorable Rayburn Blackmore, our Permanent Secretary, Ms. Joanne Commodore, other invited persons, the staff of the Land Registry, the press, the listening and viewing public. We are exceedingly pleased to announce that the Land Titles Registry Division is now operating on the second floor of the Post Office building on the Bayfront, Roseau. As of the 30th of March 2022, the Office of the Land Titles Registry ceased operations at its former location at the old registry building. Though this transition has been long in process, we are finally here in our new and enhanced office space. The new land registry is fitted with a number of new offices within a larger space. The public now have a bigger waiting area as well as working areas. These working spaces are to facilitate presentation of documents and to allow solicitors to work on their pending and out-of-order files. The registry's new vault is designed to accommodate the surveyors in an area where, for the first time, they can conduct their own searches as well as to conduct their hatch-offs. Currently, we are still in the process of settling after our move. However, our staff is comfortable in their new office spaces. We are pleased to report that the offices are spacious and upgraded, and members of staff are prepared to continue to serve you as they've always done, with care and diligence. All of this today would not be possible without the efforts, collaboration, and hard work of a number of individuals. Firstly, I would like to thank the Honorable Minister for his support and direction during our planning and execution process. We appreciate the fact that a lot of planning and mobilization and coordination went into this project, and we want to thank you and the Permanent Secretary, Ms. Commodore, for seeing this project to completion. We extend gratitude also to the administrative staff of the Ministry of National Security and Home Affairs for working with us to facilitate this transition. Permit me at this time also to thank our staff at the Land Titles Registry for working diligently during the move and setup of the new office. As you would appreciate, a great deal of care and attention had to be taken during the packing, transportation, and unpacking of these valuable records, which includes applications, legal documents, and certificates of titles. I am grateful also for the support and assistance given to us by the Dominica Police Force and the new recruits, as they then were, the Fire and Ambulance Service, and the Dominica Prison Services, and the inmates. This collective effort allowed us to move and set up in our new location within the time to resume service to you on the 30th day of March 2022. And finally, I want to thank you, members of the public, for your tolerance and understanding during the period of closure and the few days before. I want to assure you that the staff of the Land Titles Registry is excited and is looking forward to serve you even better as time progresses. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that, Ms. Auguste. And you did say something that struck me. I realized that while we were doing this project, the Ministry of National Security en masse rallied behind us. And, you know, it's worthy to mention that the Office of Disaster Management, the police force, the fire especially, you know, were always willing to assist us, the Dominica Prison Services as well. So by no means was this, you know, done ministry, by one section, the entire ministry rallied behind us, whether or not it was for advice, whether it was for design advice. You know, we had the Honorable AG chiming in, the Chief Magistrate. So we really did get a lot of support. So I'm very proud of not only this, but even the ministry as a whole rallied together to have this project done. And without any further ado, Honorable Minister, I will ask you to say a few words, and I think we can probably sit so that the Honorable Minister can get his.
I think it would have been disrespect to sit after all the previous speakers. No, for me, you guys to sit seated. And so, good morning to our Permanent Secretary, Ms. Joanne Commodore, and the Registrar General, Ms. Etienne, from the hometown of my mother, Penville, the Deputy Registrar, Ms. Sebastian, and of course, Mrs. Francois, the Registrar of Titles. Firstly, let me, on behalf of the ministry, express my condolences to the family, loved ones, and friends of the late Anthony Commodore. And I in particular, I'm very much touched by the fact that Mr. Commodore was, when he was alive, the uncle of the Permanent Secretary. Notwithstanding, she has been there every day to ensure that that transition, which is so significant, took place. We recognize, firstly, that the court is an independent creature, but the government of this country is mandated by law to provide for the accommodation of the Supreme Court, and also to ensure that our judges work within a comfortable environment. In any civilized country, a civilized democratic country, the court is the foundation of that society. You may recall, after the passing of Hurricane Maria, there was a hoopla as to the conditions of the court then. Your government, under the competent leadership of our Prime Minister, gave the commitment that will provide even better accommodation for the civil registry, inclusive of the Supreme Court. Let me just say, the moving of the registry's operation, inclusive of the court, is a sizable and tremendous undertaking. The last time the registry was moved in this country to a next location was in the 1970s. Some of you here were not born yet. Some of you here were not born yet. And also further to what the Permanent Secretary and the Registrar General said here this morning, the civil registry in this country is one of the biggest in the OACS catchment, comprising several sub-registries. And you heard from both the Registrar General and the Registrar of Titles, articulated so well just now as to the various components of the respective offices. This transition today is not only historic, but is significant. And it's a significant march towards making Dominica a dynamic country and proceeding always to the ultimate goal of prosperity. Your leader, along with this government or your government, are forefront in this walk, this massive walk to the mountain top. And we want to ensure that every Dominican is part of this march, is part of this walk to the mountain top. where the promise of prosperity can be realized. That is why we are purposefully addressing every facet of this country's development. In order for any country to become great, every aspect of a country's development has to be given attention. And that is precisely what your government is doing, to ensure that every Dominican can have proper access to vital services, down to not only you get your birth certificates, your marriage deeds, etc. done, your mortgages, that's also very important. Your bill of sales, very significant services are provided by the civil registry. And the public has to have proper access to the court. And a court that is not properly suited for such operation cannot guarantee proper access to justice. And that's precisely what we're doing. Further to what the Registrar General has said here this morning, I also want to add, as part of the free court that she referenced this morning, we also have a master's court that's important for pre-trial proceedings. And that is fundamental to the operation of any serious court. Those things never operated before. And your government is purposefully looking at the holistic approach as to how do we make the civil registry better. And that is why we are looking at the possibility of creating an office of chief registrar, who, and the whole of that office will have overall oversight over these various sub-registries. That is a government, therefore, that has a holistic view of the development of this country, with a holistic view as to how the court and the civil registry ought to operate in the 21st century. And that is what we're talking about when we're talking about building dynamic Dominica. It includes every facet